Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 2 in the series after Goody took game 1 in a surprising fashion. I really think, I really actually enjoyed game 1 a lot. The fact that Goody landed all of his Vikings in order to avoid the Corruptors and then allowed the Thors to take down the Broodlords was just sheer genius from what I saw. I don't know if he thought to himself, yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do, or if he accidentally landed, or if he saw some other player do it. But that really threw off TLO's strategy, as TLO had overcommitted himself into Corruptors. And when there's that many Corruptors in the air, just like, you know what, I'm just going to add ground DPS, because that is what really matters. Now we are moving on into Game 2. TLO has fallen behind 1-0 in this series as Goody has spawned as the purple Terran player on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, on the top right, we have Team Liquid's the little one, TLO, spawning as the red Zerg. Now, what is Goody going to be doing in order to follow up this particular play? It looks like he will be going for that fast Reaper that has become so common in this Terran versus Zerg matchup, and then should be able to scout out his opponent pretty quickly. So far, not quite exactly sure what happened there, as we now see two Overlords making their way around the map, and it looked as though perhaps TLO was just on autopilot or something, and perhaps messed up his play just a little bit, as we are going to be seeing the refinery already having 3 workers inside, which should mean a fairly fast Reaper and also an orbital command. So wait for it. Orbital command will be coming in. There is that Reaper as the game is now getting underway. Now, the benefit of that early Reaper, besides being a significant harassment potential, and the reason why it's so effective is that it forces Zerglings out. Anytime you're able to force more and more Zerglings out onto the field, that is generally a good situation. The Overlord notices the second barracks and thinks back to himself, all right, what is Goody going this time? I do believe that Goody spotted the Overlord. So not only does Goody know that there's an Overlord out and around the map, he knows that TLO knows that he's trying to go for some 2 racks opening. So 2 racks opening already underway, Reaper already moving its way across the field. And what will that Reaper be doing in order to follow up? Will the Reaper perhaps jump up and down the cliff, take a look around, and see what is available to him? The Reaper now looking to dive in here, getting some easy shots onto one drone, and has already caused a little bit of turmoil there as the Reaper now backs away, not engaging against all those Zerglings. Queen still coming around. You can see that the Zerglings are pushing away that Reaper, as that Reaper, a little bit of a death wish, trying to challenge 4 Zerglings. Unfortunately, the pistols on that Reaper nowhere near as strong as it was in Wings of Liberty. But what is this? A double Reaper opening. So this is double Reapers or quad Reapers here in just a second. So this quad Reaper opening could deal a bit of damage as the Reapers now back away, still getting in a good amount of damage there. And you can see that the Reapers do need to back off. There goes 1 Zergling, there goes 2 Zerglings, as the Reapers will be joined by Brethren here in just a second. 4 Reapers will be on the field, and Goody really investing heavily into this quad Reaper opening as we see more Zerglings being trained. All right, here we have four Reapers, and there you go, getting in some easy shots. The Zerglings already taken down, 1 down, another 1 down, 2 down already, as the Queens are now trying to do a bit of a chase. This is not going to be good. The Reapers now making their way down to the low ground. The drones are on a run, pretty much, as we now see some damage being dealt to the hatchery. That is not a good trade whatsoever, as we now see some damage being dealt. TLO is backing off, as the Zerglings now trying to give chase. Is it going to work out? No, it is not. The Reapers still a constant harassing threat, as Goody now finally puts more workers back on gas. He should be upgrading to orbital commands, and I don't know if Goody actually dealt enough damage with these Reapers. Reapers are fairly fast units, 3.75, able to jump up and down cliffs, but their usefulness has pretty much gone out the window, as, oh, TLO may end up losing this Overlord. Is he going to lose it down to 57, 39, 33? And wow, if that Overlord was just a second later, that Overlord would have fallen and then supply blocked TLO. Now, what is happening next? Those Reapers and Marines going to be working together. That is a lot of Zerglings on the field. Here you go, 28 drones, 25 Zerglings. As we now see the Reapers going to try to engage. Oh, is it going to be enough? Trying to jump back up onto the high ground. There we have it, some more. And what is this command center going to be doing? All right, Reapers making their way in. There's some damage as the Zerglings realize that they cannot hope to engage, especially with so many Marines up on the high ground able to fight as well. But the Baneling's Nest is nearly done. Pneumatized Carapace about to be completed, and now we see an upgrade to an orbital command as SCVs are making their way down. A factory does need to start training up a siege tank. We do see a bit of an issue for for Goody. Goody is not going to be able to defend against any crazy attacks as an Overlord tries to make its way in. Is it going to be enough? Down to 9 hit points, 3 hit points, and oh, gets shot at the very last second. TLO now sitting on 3 bases, or will be sitting on 3 bases in just a moment. TLO with a lot of Zerglings on the field. Count them, 19 along with 21 Zerglings, 7 Banelings, and this is going to be rather painful. The Banelings now making their way in. Oh, this could be bad. This could be very bad indeed, as the Marines are all trying to engage. The Banelings are dealing their damage, and here we have it. So much damage being dealt. The Reapers now up on the high ground. Siege tanks trying to engage as well. Marines and siege tanks now in the backfield as the Zerglings running rabid through the fields, getting off plenty of kills. 36, 34 harvesters compared to 45. More units falling as the lone siege tank tries to hold off the rest of the units. Is it going to be enough? More Marines popping out just in time in order to defend the siege tank. If it was in siege mode here and focused on the Banelings, would have shut down that harassment. Just a day late and $1 short for Goody. Goody not expecting the Banelings, as we now see an Overlord try to do a quick flyby. Flyby will be successful. The pattern is not full as the Overlords now making their way in. Is it going to be enough? The Marines are trying to get underneath. Is it going to be able to do it? It looks like TLO down to 198.74. It looks like that Overlord will get shot down. And, oh, wait for it. Yes, it does go down there as the Marines now positioning themselves here. All right, double siege tanks on the high ground. What does it mean? If Zerglings try to run in, they will get blasted. As we now see more Marines getting picked up. Front door supply wall has been completed. There it goes. And now Goody knows that he is going to be fairly well protected against any sort of harassment. No run-bys possible. The siege tanks will do a good amount of damage, though, to those supply depots. If there isn't an engagement, Goody needs to lower these supply depots here. Make sure he doesn't have any idle SCVs. Meanwhile, coming back to TLO's base, TLO with very good saturation, 62 drones on his 3rd base, getting up another queen. And here on Neo Planet S, things are looking very good for TLO, as he is now getting his infestation pit. Marines trying to shoot down an Overlord. They're not going to be successful. Picking them up. There are Zerglings and Queens ready to pick off that unit there, as the Creep Tumors does spot the medevac as it tries to do another flyby. Here we have Overlords now making their way down. Marines trying to drop from the skies and take down another Overlord. It looks like Overlord season is underway. TLO, will he be able to escape with that Overlord? One more shot. There it goes. And now on the roof once again. All right, Vikings now in position, and Goody getting off some easy shots here. Let's take a look at the losses. What the Zerg is losing a lot of Overlords pretty needlessly, I would say. TLO trying to run back with this one particular Viking, with these particular units here. As what are we going to be seeing next? Is there perhaps another medevac out in the field? Yes, it is, down over here on the bottom right, trying to snipe a hatchery before it. Is it going to get canceled? No, it does not. Huge play as the one lone Marine is going to get surrounded. Roaches are now coming in. All the Zerglings will fall. And all the Zerglings fall at the cost of one Marine and a little bit of energy on that medevac. The medevac getting the heck out of dodge, realizing he already got a good trade there. 2,400 resources lost versus 1,650. But what is this? Goody already. Oh, what is this? Now the Queens are engaging. And what is this medevac going to be doing? The medevac needs to back away. And there's the afterburner to get out of there. The Queen doing far too much damage, as the Overlord now trying to back away again. All right, this is not looking good for the Overlord. Overlord already down to 32 hit points. 2 more shots from the Viking should do it. And it looks as though, no, we are not. The Queen and the Roaches kill off some units here. But what is this? Goody already with a Thor out and now takes down the Queen pretty easily. Thor's hammer will be dropping as the Thor, a very, very strong unit against Queens, perhaps one of the best units against Queens in the Terran arsenal. Very good range, moves rather slowly, but just a couple of shots and it is gone, as we now see Roaches looking to push in. Siege tanks are in position, 5 siege tanks, 1 Thor. Here we have the siege tanks now just in position here as the Roaches are now trying to flank along the north. We do see that there is 1 Overlord in position, spewing creep. That 1 Viking should be able to shoot it down, as TLO does have a 30 supply advantage and now looking to make it impossible for Goody to land his orbital command center. Orbital command. All right, there we go. Overlord will get taken down there. There you have it. Overlord now shot out of the sky, as we still see Thor's siege tanks in the center portion. All right, Hellbats doing a great job torching all of these SCVs, torching all of those Zerglings and finishing off some of the SCVs. Will this 1 creep tumor get taken down? It does, but not before it tries to lay down another one. Goody spots this, but doesn't stop it. Wow, a little bit of a mistake there, as another Overlord may get shot down once again. All right, down to 90 hit points, 63. 35, 2 more shots, 1 more shot. There it goes. All right, orbital command attempting to land somewhere on the field. No more creep. No more creep tumors down over here. Still plenty of room for creep though, which will cause problems as the Hellions or the Hellbats going up against all of those Roaches. The Roaches now just getting a little bit torched, does absorb a bit of damage, and TLO perhaps lucking out there. Natural regeneration and armor really saving that last Roach, as we now move into the next portion. We do see Vipers in position here. Siege tanks in siege mode. There you go. Blinding Cloud. A perfect stop there, as the Infestors are now looking to come in. 1 siege tank out of that Blinding Cloud. Is it going to be enough? Of Vikings going after the Overseers and the rest of the units. Siege tanks trying to engage. Roaches now trying to push in from the north, but Goody with a very, very deep siege tank line. More than enough to handle this. And now we see some Widow Mines being added as well. So far, Roaches getting shot apart. We can see double starports. We are now going into Drilling Claws, an upgrade that I never thought I would see a professional player use anytime soon, until it actually reduced the amount of the charge time on Widow Mines. The Widow Mines attack once every 40 seconds, one of the slowest attack rates, I believe the slowest attack rate in the entire game. But then again, it does do a lot of damage and can cause a bit of problems. All right, what do we have here? Corruptors, Roaches, and Zerglings. Along the north, TLO does have his 5th base now. We can see that gas is currently being harvested by TLO, and that is about it, as we are going into Corruptors, Roaches, level 1 missile upgrades, and some armor upgrades. Overlords are in position. Thor 1-0, Hellbats 1-0, Siege Tanks 1-0. No surprise, as they are all mech units. Hellbats now trying to get in some easy damage. It looks like this 1 Roach may get taken down. There it goes. And will more units get taken out here? All right, let's see what's going to be the follow-up play, as the Hellbats finishing off a lot of those Zerglings and perhaps even some of the Roaches. You can see how beefy that Hellbat is. 135 damage, still not enough to compete with the 145 damage Roach with a range of 4. Command centers now being built off to the north. Perhaps those will turn into planetary fortresses or just orbital commands for quick mine muling in just a moment. Goody still with 1 creep tumor down over here. Not quite sure why he isn't spreading it out a bit further, as we see Corruptors, Queens, Broodlords all working together once again. Raven now will be in the air momentarily. Level 1 armor upgrades coming in, as the Broodlords now hunt for their targets. We are going to have 8 Broodlords. And what is the follow-up play going to be? In come the Corruptors. Corruptors now taking a lot of damage. All right, Broodlord's going to start dropping off units at that Siege Tank. Siege Tank taking a bit, as we see the Widow Mines quickly burrowing. That was a rather fast burrow with off of those upgrades, but is it going to really matter as the Widow Mines are falling pretty quickly? All right, oh, talk about a good counter. All of those Broodlords causing major splash damage on the rest of the units as the Widow Mines don't take their own splash damage. You can see more units still fighting. There's still a handful of Broodlords left, and TLO more than enough, and adding Widow Mines to this army, causing problems as the Widow Mines dealt a lot of splash damage to Goody's units. All right, you can see once again more and more units getting taken out. Oh, what is this? There's the scanner sweep, and more units getting shot down here. Are we going to see some siege tanks fall? Yes, we are. Hellbats now falling as well. Thor's now being brought over. High impact cannons. Is it going to be enough? Oh, Widow Mines. Are they going to do some damage? Yes, they will. More Widow Mines getting off some shots here as the Queen's now making their way over. One middle, one kill, 5 kills. I'm assuming the majority of the 5 kills was on Broodlings as the Corruptors nowhere to be found as the Broodlords are trying to escape. All right, there's some more Corruptors. Perhaps they will be able to absorb a bit of damage. TLO sitting sitting ahead and significantly in terms of supply in drones. But Goody has cleared out the top left. Army compositions is about even in terms of minerals, but TLO with a much stronger gas army. And let's take a look at the army supply. Everything is even in terms of army, just worker supply, almost a 30 difference here as TLO looks to close the front door. All right, 4 Broodlords, Corruptors, Vikings. All right, are we going to see a fungal growth? Vikings now trying to play that really, really dangerous dancing game against all those Corruptors, and those Corruptors are taking a lot. Here we have more Hellbats, Thors, now pushing their way in. Are we perhaps going to see some fungal growth? Siege tanks out of siege mode, very effective, but it looks like the damage may simply be too much as the roaches are able to encroach and swarm their targets. Siege tanks will be going down. Mass infestors taking down mass Vikings. Only 3 Vikings left. Corruption now being cast there. One more shot should do it. There it goes as the Broodlords now dropping off Broodlings on those Thors. Thors are going to have a very difficult time. And I believe, is it going to be that last Viking? Yes, it will, as one Corruptor is able to escape. Meanwhile, Infestors and Zerglings, infested Terrans now launching themselves into the fray. Is this, Planetary Fortress going to complete in time? It needs to take a lot of damage. Still about 5 seconds to go before the armor really kicks in, and that may be just enough. No, SCVs are there, and a beautiful, beautiful repair job now coming in as the Planetary Fortress is back up to 900, 1,000 hit points and shouldn't have a problem. Goody now currently behind by about 80 supply, 90 supply. Things are not looking good for Goody as TLO is still in a dominating position. 93 harvesters compared to 47, and even if Goody has this game go long, he has an uphill battle to climb as he is behind economically and cannot afford to lose any more harvesters. All right, Broodlords, 4 Broodlords, 10 Corruptors. Base now being established over here on the top left. More gas could be harvested. We are now maxed out on supply. TLO sitting at 197 as another hatchery and more units coming into play. Down over here in the bottom right, Widow Mine getting in some easy shots there. So far, no kills though, as the Widow Mine may just burrow itself there and try to do a bit of damage. All right, here we go. Ultralisk now coming in to give hugs to all of these units. So much damage being had. Corruptors now engaging as well. Broodlords dropping off the kids. Siege tank's gonna fall. Thor is gonna fall as the Planetary Fortress will be taken out. And there is the GG. Goody losing game 2. We are now all tied up at 1 game apiece. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.